Hey everybody, what's here to you, and welcome back to the 12 Days of Gaming. In today's video, we're playing through Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This is going to work very differently than how we've played Xenoblade games in the past during previous 12 Days of Gamings. So, what we usually did was we'd start at the beginning of the game, and I'd give you guys a bit of a quick tour on how the game worked. This time around, we're not going to be doing that, so rather than show you the beginning of the game, because as awesome as the beginning of this game is, it also goes on for kind of a long time, and we already did that with Tokyo Mirage Assassins, so what we're going to be doing in today's video instead is I'm going to give you guys a bit of a tour of Xenoblade's world to show you some of the more interesting landmarks of this game. Now, we will not be going into story spoilers at all during this video. I'm going to try to keep my Blade party as spoiler-free as possible, and we're not going to be seeing a whole lot of regions that are too far into the game. Like, the furthest we're going to be going is maybe the 4th continent in Xenoblade 2, but that's not very that far into the game, and a lot of people already know what it is anyway. So, just keep that in mind. Also, you may notice my level is way higher than it should be when you're at this point in the game's story. I think we're in chapter 4, if I remember correctly. So, I'm actually playing this game on New Game Plus, so I don't play a lot of games on New Game Plus that often, especially something as long as a Xenoblade game. But I want to do that with this video, well, with this game in general, because I absolutely love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And when I finished the game, I immediately wanted to start a new playthrough, which is something that I very rarely do. So, yeah, we're just going to be playing around here, and you may notice that the battle UI is a little bit different than it is on other Xenoblade games. So, in the previous Xenoblade games, excuse me, I had a voice crack right there. In previous Xenoblade games, there would be a Battle Arts menu on the bottom of the screen. But in this game, to make it a bit more user-friendly for... Well, that did not take much effort at all. I kind of feel bad for that one. Yeah, all the arts are used... All the arts are mapped to the face buttons on your right Joy-Con, or the right side of the Pro Controller if you're using that one. And you can switch blades by pressing one of the D-pad buttons. So as I said earlier, we're going to be trying to avoid using blades that are spoilers. So I do need to apologize for that for a little bit, because one of the blades we have in Rex's party is a not story exclusive, a side quest exclusive blade, meaning that you can only get them through a side quest. So I do apologize if that one counts as a spoiler, but I want her in my party because she's one of my favorites. So we got Praxis and KOS-MOS. I might switch blades, who's in my lead in a moment, so that I can show you what they're like. But yeah, Praxis is a blade you get from a side quest. KOS-MOS is one of the rarest blades in the entire game. And I have a fun story about her. So, KOS-MOS, she is, for those of you who don't know, she's one of the main characters from the Xenosaga games, which were Monolith's big RPG series before the days of Xenoblade. So, KOS-MOS. Hold on a second, let me switch out my party. There we go. So, yeah, KOS-MOS is definitely one of the most rare blades you'll ever come across in this game. And I am so happy that I got her, because I got her from a common core crystal, which shouldn't happen. It is so incredibly rare to get her at all, even with a legendary core crystal, and I got her from a common one. That just made me so happy. That was definitely one of the highlights of my first playthrough of this game. Right, let's get over here. And I'm going to defeat... This is probably the last one we're going to be fighting for now, before we go back to exploring this game's world. Maybe we'll do another battle so I can show you what Praxis is like in combat. KOS-MOS is definitely a bit more of a tank than the other blades. Like, Pyra is definitely the more standard... Ooh, this sunset is gorgeous. This is such a pretty game. Pyra, she's definitely the most common blade, and it's great for beginners because she's not really all that difficult to use, for lack of a better term. Her arts recover really quickly, and you can play the entire game with only her in the party, kind of. But yeah, it's definitely advised that you try to have a good variety of blades in your party, which is why I usually have KOS-MOS in my party as well, so that I can have a good tank with me. But I'm going to switch over to Praxis for a moment so I can show you what she's like. Alright, buddy, old pal. Time to be destroyed. Guess who gets to be my dinner tonight? I'm really hoping that guy in the background does not come over here. Even at my level, that's going to be really mean to fight if he comes over here. Okay, looks like he's minding his own business, so we'll be fine. I don't really get a chance to talk about Praxis that much. Also, I have Cora equipped to Nia, the girl in the orange, yellow jumpsuit thing. It's kind of weird describing Xenoblade characters, to be honest, because a lot of these characters, they're really cool, but a lot of what makes them cool is a lot of spoiler stuff, so trying to describe them as vaguely as possible, yeah, they're gonna sound a little weird. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna switch over to Nia for a moment so I can show you what she's like. So, let's go over here. And one of my favorite details in this game is that this tiger creature, his name is Dromark. What I really like about him is that whenever Nia is in control of Dromark, then she'll ride around him on the field like you're riding a kind of like a beaster or something like that. This is the closest this game has to controlling a Scout from Xenoblade Chronicles X. And thankfully, it doesn't take you an eternity to unlock this, so yay, this game already has an advantage over X. I don't mean to harp on X that much, it's just it takes a really long time to unlock the thing that was the big marketing thing for Xenoblade X. And I could go on a whole rant about that, but I'm not going to right now. So the thing about Nia is that when she's in your party, it's best if she's equipped with healer blades, but personally speaking, that's not something that... What am I trying to say? I had a long monologue prepared, but then I completely forgot it as soon as I started speaking. So, yeah, you could technically have Nia equipped with healer blades, and it is something that I highly advise you do. But you can also equip her with some attack blades as well. Like, for example, we'll be going to fight this thing, and you may notice that most of Dromark's arts revolve around healing. But I also have Cora and Perun equipped to Nia as well, and they're more combat-focused than Dromark is. So I think we're gonna, after we're done with a couple more battles with Nia's blades, we'll be going into Torigoth to show off what that area is like. So let's see if there's another good bad guy around here. Let's go fight you. That's not what I was looking for. There we go. That's... Press the wrong button. There we go. So yeah. Perun is pretty interesting because she has a staff, and we get to stabby things. Yay, stabby! Also, we're probably not going to be able to demonstrate this in this video simply because of the fact that we are pretty over-leveled and we can't reactivate a chain attack because we kill these enemies too quickly. But one thing that I really like, and this is a big reason why I have Perun equipped to Nia, is I just absolutely love the way Nia says Perun's name. Like... I love all the voice acting in this game, and I know this game does get criticized a little bit for some of its over-the-top voice acting, but I love all the voice actors in Xenoblade 2. But Nia in particular, she's definitely within my top 5 favorites. I'd also say that the actress that plays Pyra would probably be number 1. And Poppy. Poppy's adorable. And speaking of Poppy, do I want to demonstrate her right now? Well, you can see her on screen now, so... Ooh, we have some more bad guys that are closer to our level. Let's destroy them! We're still probably way over-leveled for these guys, but this is the closest we'll be able to get to a fair fight right now. This is one thing that... Actually, I was about to say that this is one thing I don't care that much for about New Game Plus, is that you do become overpowered for most of the things, but... The more I was thinking about it as I was saying that, the more I was realizing why I like playing on this game on New Game Plus. I want to experience the story of this game again. I don't want to get stuck on boss fights, because I already had enough of that on my first playthrough. This game isn't too challenging if you know what you're doing, but there definitely are some bosses that will give you trouble. But one thing that I really like about this game's New Game Plus is that there are actually stores in the game that will buy your levels away from you. So if you want to reduce your level back to what it should be at this point in the game, but you don't necessarily want to start a whole new playthrough because you're working on a Blades Affinity chart, or you already have a good collection of blades and you're just missing that one to get the last one, then yeah, this is definitely something that's very appreciated about Xenoblade 2. I don't know that much about the other games, New Game Plus. I've never experienced the the first game's New Game Plus. I don't even know if it's in Xenoblade X or anything like that. But yeah, I really enjoy playing this game on New Game Plus, and I should have $1 for every time I say that because I'm getting really repetitive with my commentary right now. Ah, that looked painful. Okay, let's destroy you. I want to build up the Roman numeral on the side right there because I really want to demonstrate one of the coolest. Actually, you know, we can do a chain attack right now if you want. Do I want to do that? No, I'm gonna wait until I have the Roman numeral thing. So that's a pretty powerful attack. The closest I can describe it to another Xenoblade game would probably be how Overdrive works in Xenoblade X, where you get a really powerful attack. Now, the thing about this game is that this game also has chain attacks as well, just like the first game. Xenoblade X didn't have any chain attacks, but the way chain attacks work in this game is a little bit weird. So, whenever you use one of those super attacks from the Roman numeral thingy on the bottom right corner of the screen, whenever you do one of those properly, a little bubble will start appearing around the bad guy, which are, how do I describe this? They are linked to the elemental attacks on your blade. So Cora, she's an electrical blade, Dromark is water, and Perun is an ice blade. And throughout my entire first playthrough, I thought how it worked was you had to match the element on the blade that was currently being attacked. That's not the case. You have to use the opposite one. So you want to use like water on a fire orb or things like that. I didn't know that until I finished this game and started playing Xenoblade Torna and read the tutorials in that game. So yeah, that was an interesting experience. Okay, I've never seen Perun's level 4 attack, and I didn't realize how many buttons that it took, but it looked really cool. Alright, so do I want to use a chain attack? You know, why not? Let's use a chain attack. Probably not the best time to use it because it might be a better idea to wait to... I forgot what I was going to say. Let's do the attack. So how a chain attack works in this game is that you pick a blade that you think will be best for the situation. So I'm thinking maybe Pyro would be best right now. So let's do that. And then I'll switch over to the next blade, and Tora only has a Poppy equipped with her. And also this is a great camera angle, not that I'm complaining. And the whole point of those bubbles that I was talking about a moment ago is that if you do an elemental burst, which is what happens if you use the opposite elemental attack than compared to what element is being circled around. I am really bad at describing this combat system, aren't I? I'm not making any sense. Okay, so what I was trying to say is there's a system called elemental burst. So for example, if there is a fire elemental orb around this character, we'd want to use a water blade attack for that to work and cause the thing to burst. That's all I was trying to say, and I'm not good at explaining it. So whenever you do an elemental burst, you get another round of chain attacks, which can make you do a lot more attacks and things like that. That's all I was trying to say. Thank goodness I'm not let's playing this game right now, because my goodness, I am not good at describing this combat. I do apologize for that. We just completely obliterated him. Fear Nia and Cora's cuteness. Alright, so now we're going to be going off to explore a little bit of Torigoth right now. And I don't feel like walking, so I'm going to ride my tiger lion thingy. Can I just say I love the character design of Dromark right here? We don't get to see, we won't be able to hear it a whole lot right now, but Dromark's voice actor is awesome. He has kind of like a gentleman quality to his voice, which is something you probably wouldn't expect when you see this character. But I absolutely love Jormark. He is so cool. Alright, so now we're inside Torigoth. This is one of the main towns of the game. This is probably the equivalent of Colony 9 from the original Xenoblade, or New Los Angeles from Xenoblade Chronicles X. Even though this isn't the first town we come across, this is definitely the one you're going to be coming back to a lot during this adventure. So this right here, this is a salvage point, so anybody who knows anything about Xenoblade 2 knows that Rex is a salvager. So, and also Praxis has a salvaging mastery, which means that she'll be able to help boost your salvage skills. And basically what that means is that you'll get better rewards from going to this area. But I have a strategy with salvaging, and it involves being as terrible as humanly possible, which we'll see a little bit later in the video. So whenever you get those salvage results, you'll be able to use different, you'll be able to get different rewards that you can use for side quests and things like that. I believe some side quests will require you to get materials they can only get from salvaging. Salvaging is pretty interesting. I just don't really like doing it that much outside of something that we'll be seeing a little bit later in the game. Although it is pretty interesting to note that salvaging will cause the time to skip a little bit, which can be pretty great if you don't feel like going into this menu and changing the time this way. So I think I'm going to be going over here to show off something really interesting. The Codwig Inn. So, at the risk of sounding like I'm self-promoting, there is a location in my book, Corporate Adventures Thunder in the Mountain, called Enfarwall Codwing. So, I got this name because, if I remember correctly, it's Welsh for Immortal Forest. I chose Welsh because Nia has a Welsh accent. I didn't realize there was a place in this game called Codwig, so that's kind of an unintentional Xenoblade reference. And I'm noticing more and more that there's a lot of Xenoblade references in my book that was completely unintentional. Alright, so Tori can level up. So how the inns work in this game is that as you're completing side quests and things like that, you'll get bonus experience points. So you get the regular experience points, but then you'll have a bunch of other experience points that can be used to level up at an inn. So this is basically the game's way of keeping you at a good level so that you're always able to progress the story. But if you're having trouble and need just that extra push to beat the tough boss that's been giving you trouble, you can come to an inn after completing a couple side quests and you level up that way. It is a really good system, and I would love to see it return in a future Xenoblade game. I think it's in Torna the Golden Country, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Also, you may have noticed that there is a short rest and a long rest in the end. I believe this is the only inn in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that has the option for that. And if I remember correctly, the reason for that is because doing a long rest will change the water level of the Cloud Sea. So that's something that's very well worth mentioning. So that's pretty much everything that I want to demonstrate with this region of the game. This is the Gormott province. So what we'll be doing next is we'll be going off to explore another world. That's not the button I want to push. Because of Breath of the Wild, I always press the minus button if I want to have hiccups. No, if I want to skip travel. We're going to be jumping over to the Kingdom of Arroyo real quick. We've now entered the Kingdom of Arroyo. This is I want to say the third continent in the game, but the first one doesn't really count because it's so small. But this is easily one of the most gorgeous locations in the entire game. And I'm really happy that it's raining too, because we never get to see this area while it's raining. It is so gorgeous. Just the way the water is going down. Oh, look at puppies! She's so cute! Okay. You can see the waterfall over there, and this is such a pretty game. If I let's play this game, that's pretty much going to be like 90% of my commentary. It's going to be like, oh, this is such a pretty game. It's enough to make a grown man cry. This is definitely one of my favorite games on the Nintendo Switch. I flip-flop back and forth over whether or not I like this more than Breath of the Wild. And if you know anything about me and Breath of the Wild, you know how much I absolutely love that game. So, yeah, I go back and forth over whether or not I like this or Breath of the Wild more. I would say in the grand scheme of things, Splatoon 2 would probably still be my favorite Switch game out there. That might change if they do like an Earthbound remake or anything like that. And my nostalgia bias should say Link's Awakening is my favorite Switch game, but Splatoon 2 is just that good. It's easily my favorite Switch game, which is probably the reason why I'm not playing it right now. Alright, so because it's raining and there's a little bit of a fog, we can't really see too far into the distance. I mean, as I say that, we can see the giant mountains over there. Actually, you know what? This actually isn't an exterior area. This entire area is within the stomach of the Titan we're living in. The thing about Xenoblade is that in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, all the continents are living Titans. So this one, we're located inside the stomach of it. So I believe the head is way off over there. Again, you can't see it because of the fog, but there's a staircase that leads to the head of the Titan. So that's something that's very well worth mentioning. Oh my goodness, that staircase is kind of glitchy right now. Yay, I'm worse and broken, and I'm gonna die. Oh no, we didn't die. Yay! Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. If I was Thanos right there, well, I was snapping, I would have decimated half the universe. This game is so pretty. I just love the blue that they use for this area right here. Like, I'm very happy that we're seeing this time of day in the rain right now, because this is a sight that we never get to see in Xenoblade. It's usually a clear sky, and oh, hello, Rex. Suddenly, Rex. So, yeah, I want to get a good picture right here, because this is gorgeous. That's probably going to be the best I can get. Hello, Drummark. He's like, I want to be in the picture too. Yeah. Oh, Drummark. Yeah, there. I want Nia in the picture. Or Poppy, whichever one you were. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the best we can get. I know I'm recording a video right now, but I just gotta take pictures. This game is so pretty. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to get rid of all the pretty because I want to change the time of day real quick to demonstrate something that is really cool. So, hopefully the weather will still be here. Let's go like this. Okay, I wanted to demonstrate what a sunset looks like in this area, but that's not happening. But what is happening is a bit of a rare weather occurrence. We already had it being all sparkly a moment ago, but now it's sparkling and raining. So that's something that's pretty cool. Alright, so maybe a little bit later in the video we'll be able to demonstrate what this area looks like during a sunset, because it honestly really is gorgeous. But there's a reason why I want to go over there, because I went my entire first playthrough without hearing the music in that town over there. So it's probably just a case of me playing in handheld mode while I was in bed, or hello there. I gotta remember to turn off my notifications when recording these videos. I've been saying that for a year and I haven't done it yet, and I am bad at Let's Playing. But yeah, I went my entire playthrough without hearing the music that plays in that town over there, because I didn't really have my headphones in, and I was playing this game a lot between classes. So yeah, it's one of the reasons why. But of course, as I got further into the game and realized, oh, this game has amazing music, then I would take my headphones with me to class. So isn't that exciting? I will say that of all three Xenoblade games, I go back and forth over whether or not I like the first or second game more. That's just me. I can never make up my mind on things like that. But I think in terms of gameplay, just pure gameplay, nothing story related or anything like that, I think I might prefer this one, because this one is just the one that I played more. I would play this game a lot between classes in school. I would I just loved playing this game in handheld mode, and I'm sure I'm gonna get that same experience with the first game when Xenoblade Definitive Edition comes out next year. But I don't know, just something about this game's gameplay really stuck with me. I mean, I love playing through the first game; it still holds up pretty well today. But personally speaking, I think in terms of gameplay, this is a superior game. To take that a bit of a step further, though, Xenoblade 1 is definitely the best story in the series, and Xenoblade Chronicles X has the best exploration. That's something that I find most people agreeing on when it comes to talking about the Xenoblade games, and I can 100% agree with that because the story of the first game is absolutely amazing. You'd never see anything coming in that game, and it seems like it never ends, which is awesome when you're that immersed into a story like that. As Xenoblade Chronicles X, as much of a hard time as I give that game sometimes, mostly because of the fact that it takes an eternity to unlock a skill in that game, that game's exploration is still pretty great. Like, you're free to explore pretty much the entirety of that world at any time, and you're exploring an entire planet. How many times can you say you can explore a planet in a video game? So we're going to be fast forwarding going up these stairs because it can take a little while to get here. But the last thing that I wanted to demonstrate in this continent was something that I always do every single time that I come here. Even if I'm here just for a simple side quest thing. Like if I need to talk to some random character in this town, I will make the time to come here and do this thing because it is that fun. Even if it takes a long time to get up the stairs. Okay, I will say, one thing Xenoblade Chronicles X definitely has over the other Xenoblade games is, why is that game the only one that has a run button? Like, seriously, that's probably the big thing that disappointed me about Xenoblade 2. Not a whole lot of things disappoint me about this game, to be completely honest, but the only thing that really bummed me out on my first playthrough was realizing that there was no run button in this game like there was in Xenoblade X. The travel speed is still pretty decent for this game, but a run button would have been nice. And I guess we're not fast forwarding going up the stairs because I talked the entire time. So, without further ado, way! You see where I'm going with this, right? Okay, didn't do that one correctly, but hopefully we can do this one. Way! Jump! If you're playing with a taller character like if you're playing with a taller character like Rex or someone like that, then you could probably make these jumps easier. Tor doesn't have the best jumping art, so let's try with a different character. Let's try with Rex. This is so cool! Best water slide ever! Whee! This will be so much fun in real life. We didn't quite make it over there, but if you can time your jump correctly, you can make it to the other side. There's another water slide over there, which is a lot of fun. So now we've taken care of all that, we have one more continent left to explore. Alright, this game's loading screen is just the best. Alright, so the last place we'll be demonstrating in today's video is the Kingdom of Amour Ordain. We're not going to be seeing a whole lot of this region in this video, simply just because of the fact that I'm in the middle of story progress, and I don't feel like editing out about a bunch of cutscenes. So instead, what we'll be doing is we'll give you guys a bit of a teaser of what this place is like. We can already see that we're kind of in the middle of like a, not exactly a desert, but definitely a lot more of a less grassy and forest region than we've seen from the other two continents in this game. I guess the best term to describe it would be like industrial, if you want to go with that direction, but I can't really think of any other way to word it without outright spoiling what this region is like. So what we'll be doing is we'll be going over this way because there is a salvage point over here. There's also a hard part over there, but I don't feel like doing that right now. This salvage point is very special because this is one of my more personal favorites in the game. So what you want to do, grab a normal cylinder, put your Joy-Con away. Don't touch your controller at all, and just let these fail.
Whoa! Oh, I love the smell of salvage.
And the reason for that is because doing that will spawn some Crabble enemies. Crabble enemies are very special because these are some of the only common enemies that will drop core crystals. Now, they drop common core crystals, which means that you're probably not going to be getting a whole lot of the special ones that way. But I like doing this method because getting rare crystals it's kind of a tedious process of fighting unique monsters, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So what I like doing personally is going over here, spamming this strategy of failing the salvaging minigame thingy so that I can get Crabbles to appear, because they will almost always drop a core crystal. And like I said earlier, I got KOS-MOS from a common core crystal, so it is entirely— oh, we got a rare one! Woo! We can get rare ones from this guy. That's awesome. But yeah, you can get core crystals very easily just by doing this method. There are a few other core crystals throughout this adventure where we can't— well, I'm completely butchering how I want to word that. There are a couple other salvaging points in the game that will give you Crabbles if you do poorly on the salvage minigame as well. Again, thank goodness I'm not let's playing this game because I'm not describing anything decently. So you can't use a salvage point unless you open up all the treasure chests. And why would you not? Because getting these treasure chests is kind of important if you want to get some monies and some rewards and all that good stuff. The only thing that would probably be not that great about getting a salve doing this strategy at this point in the game is we already see Praxis is level 3 with her salvaging mastery, which means that it might be possible for us to get better rewards, which means the Crabbles won't spawn. Like as it is right here, I think we got something pretty decent because of it. Yep, we got those enemies right there. We didn't get any Crabbles or anything like that. Will they bother us? Oh, they will still bother us. I was thinking that because we were way higher level than they were, that they wouldn't go after us, but I think they're aggressive and will go after you no matter what. Even though we're like way over twice their level. So that's going to be it for this episode of the 12 Days of Gaming, but we're going to end this video off by going into the event theater because I would like to show you the cutscenes that appear when you awaken a blade. So, thank you all so much for watching this episode of the 12 Days of Gaming, and until next time, Lady Gear to you. Oh yeah.
For all my dreams! Here's Kara! Cute, fierce, fighting fit. I am grown. I swear this. I will uphold virtue wherever our path leads us. Now, let us attend. KOS-MOS.
Obey strategical multiple operation systems. All systems operational. Are you my master?